see. Welcome.
Tapped in, tuned in, turned all the way on. This ain't just a vibe, it's a freak scene bomb. Ms.Blue in the building, oracle flow, cracking codes of the cosmos. Now you already know. Yeah. Ride the wave, feel the light. It's frequency love tonight. Ms.Blue gon' take you higher, burning truth with sacred fire. Stay hungry. This is soul talk, rebirth from the womb. Say it with me, I can alter my course at any time. Tap in, turn on. Your higher self already logged in.
All right. Well, peace and greetings, everyone. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. I just want to welcome you all into this live. I wanted you all to join me here because I've kind of been challenged. There was a challenge put out by one of the Soul family members that asked me, why don't I do multiple broadcasts? And I said, well, I don't really know how to do all of that. I guess I could. I think about it, but I decided to do it. So currently right now, I am broadcasting live on YouTube as well as Instagram. And so I want to check in. First of all, I want to welcome to all of the visionaries in the building. Welcome you all in. Thank you all for coming on in so I could hear. And definitely want to check in with Instagram. Make sure you all heard the song and you were able to, connect. I am doing it in a different way. Like I'm not broadcasting because I honestly will test that out another time. Like to do it from my system, like broadcast everything from one location, which is possible. But I'm actually broadcasting on Instagram. I'm on my phone on Instagram and I'm broadcasting here live with you guys on YouTube. So welcome on in. Let me know if the sound is clear, if everything is clear. Just trying to, really kind of work some of the kinks out. I want to say welcome to the Soul family, everyone who's over here on YouTube. Let's get those likes out. Let's send those invites out so we can let the Soul family know that I am live. Now, because I am live, first of all, I want to say welcome to everyone joining me on in. I am Ms.Blue. I am a visionary psychic medium and definitely here to support you while you're on your journey. Thank you for that 9 Ether collection. Good to see you in the building. Said sounds good over on Instagram, as well as you guys, Sound Minds 365 says it sounds good over on YouTube. One Mega Miss Little says sound great. So good to know that it is sounding great and it is broadcasting on both. And so that it is clear. Because that's one of the things that I really wanted to know is to make sure that the sound is coming through clear. Good to see Sheila in the house. Michelle is here, as well as Priestess Erica, Karen in the building. Welcome you guys on in. Yeah, so how has your day been? I hope you got a chance to listen to the broadcast that I did yesterday to talk about the 72 hours. Thank you, Big Bang Scotty. Welcome you guys in. Since I am here and I have called you guys in because I want to talk to you, I definitely want to take some questions. And Sound Minds 365 said, Miss Blue, can you be my auntie? I sure can. I sure can. You could call me your auntie. You sure can. Your favorite auntie. You sure can. I definitely would be honored to be in that position, so listen, we're here. I'm going to take questions, but here's the questions I want you all to kind of step outside. Now, you know that we have Father's Day that's coming up this weekend. And by the way, shouts out to all the fathers in the building. Yeah, you guys can call me Auntie Blue. Shouts out to all the Father's Day out there in the building. I also want to give a big shout out to everyone who joined me for a overnight party. We had an overnight party on TikTok last night. And so thank you to everybody who was on TT chilling with us because we just had a beautiful time. It really was. We had a chance to connect and to talk. I want to give a big shout out to everyone who was helping Michelle. I definitely want to give a big shout out to Priestess Erica. I want to give a big shout out to some of the newbies over there. I think the sister name is Doran. Want to shout her out as well. Journey, everybody who was out there, and a very big shout out to Jennifer, who really led the way, which is no surprising because she has worked in the space of supporting creators and mediums and those of us who are doing the work in this realm for quite a long time. And she lended her expertise to me last night, and it was amazing. We had a great time. And so, big shout out to Jennifer Bliss for doing that as well. So, listen, I want to take questions tonight. And I don't know, we can get creative. It's Father's Day weekend. But the questions that I want you all to take for this evening, I don't want personal questions. Let's ask questions for the collective. I will be doing something for the fathers, doing something special for all of them, for all of our wonderful, amazing fathers on the planet and brothers in the world. And despite what the world may want to tell you, it just is not my truth that there is so much hate for the Black woman. I just don't see that. I am surrounded by amazing and incredible brothers who are very loving and supportive. Do they need sometimes better language of how to deal with us? Of course. But I see that not only from our brothers, but there are a lot of men that does support us. So let us not allow them to create a narrative that is creating discord where there doesn't need to be discord, because there are some incredible and amazing brothers out here that support sisters and women. I have worked with several of them over the years and still continue to connect with them. I was just on Brother Rich's show, Empire 363, been on there multiple times. He's a very amazing brother that has a lot of love and respect for the divine feminine and women. And so I want to be careful. I'm saying this because I got several emails of people asking me about, did I hear about this? Did I see about that? Do we have those situations? Absolutely. But I don't want ourselves to get caught up in this him versus her, or, masculine versus feminine, because that's simply not the case. We have some wonderful, loving brothers. And so if you have those amazing, wonderful, loving brothers in your life, brothers like Brother Shabazz out of New York, like I could go down a list of incredible brothers who have supported me over the years and still continue to support me knowingly and unknowingly. Like, it's a lot that don't. I hear from you guys that who have sent them over. So we want to make sure that we do not. There's so many brothers who are here right now that support. Mr. VIP 317, amazing brother. Also the brother Black Dot, just some incredible brothers out there. And I'm just speaking of the ones that I've worked with close proximity, the brother Anubis that's here, all of the brothers who come to this platform, and you all know who you are. And so we love you. We celebrate you. And we love the way you speak our names, hold us in positive light when we're not in the rooms, when we're not around you, because we will continue to do the same for you as well. I don't know if you all got a chance to catch the ceremony that went on with President Barack Obama today and Michelle Obama, but can we give it up for uplifting the brothers? I had sent a message out to the sisters the other day and said that we definitely would be in some positions where we would have to assert our knowingness and sort of kind of band and stand together. And we've been in that energy pretty much this whole entire week. It will continue, okay? Because there are some powers out there that definitely want to divide this separation. And interesting enough, it seems like it is done more for people of color than I've seen this wedge try to be pushed anywhere else. And so I have the pleasure of growing up with an incredible brother, very loving men in my personal life as well, my men, my son as well, as well as my father and uncles and cousins and, just amazing men around me. And so I don't want us to forget that. I don't want someone to easily just kind of find these scenarios to try to put us against each other, to think as though all are acting in the same light with each other. And I think it's important that we hold that frequency high for our brothers, both young, the baby brothers, and those who are much older brothers, that we hold them in our lights and our sons. I also want to send love out to all the families, mothers and fathers who has had a son or a child that crossed over into the ancestor realm, and sending them so much love during this particular time, particularly to those fathers and to those brothers, that we send that love to them. I think it's important, but I love seeing Michelle Obama and the way she spoke about her husband, Barack Obama, and the stance that she took, which was so powerful. Her speech, which spoke to the love that they have in connection with one another, right? Yeah, I think that was powerful. And boy, did you check out that jacket she had on. I was like, ooh, love it. Love it. So welcome on in. Let me know where you all are tuning in from. And don't forget to share the live, pass the live on, send the live out. To let me know what city you're tuning in from, what state you're tuning in from, what country, what continent, where you're tuning in from, that we are connected. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And then I want to start taking you guys' questions. I think that would be super duper cool. And maybe even if you're here on Instagram, we'll see. Maybe you could actually come on camera. I don't know how that's going to work. I know you guys will be able to hear them and we could do it like that, but I think that'll be really cool. I'm kind of in this energy of really just exploration and just kind of expanding. Right here, we have more than 100 people listening here on YouTube. Let me have you go ahead and hit that like button. That would just help out so much so we can reach this out to so many people. Indianapolis in the building. Madison, Alabama, Madison Square Garden, North Carolina in the building. We are tuning in from the Marsh Islands, Mega Miss Little, Inglewood, California, North America. I love that. I love when we stake our claim here. Fort Worth, Texas is tuning in. Orlando, Florida. We got Stone Mountain in the building. I actually have family in Stone Mountain. So you're over there close to where Rick Ross is about to have his car show. And he got all them waves going on in the yard over there. Welcome on in. We got Panama in the house. Black Phoenix 369 representing Panama in the building. Butterfly Kiss is representing Richmond, Texas. I love it. Over here we got Smith Global Group is tuning in from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome on in. Christine is tuning in from California. Watcha who? Wachaka, Wachacano Joe is tuning in from Chicago, Illinois. Erica Williams is tuning in from Detroit, Michigan. We got CCAP tuning in from Baltimore, Maryland. By the way, shouts out to Dr. Banks, another powerful brother, father, just sending him so much love. We have Miss Ann who is tuning in from Goodyear. Is that a place? Goodyear, USA? Where is that? I love it. I love it. We got Chase tuning in from North Carolina. We got Jen, hey, Jen, haven't seen you in 18 years and Sunday. Tuning in from Big D from Dallas. Welcome on in. Michelle is in the building. Tuning in from ATL. Panama City, Florida. Golf Tactical. I think I said it right. And then Funk's Child is tuning in from Jacksonville, Florida. We got Goddess Rainwater in the building. Rain is in the house. Rain is in the house, rubbing my toes under the covers in Brooklyn, baby. That's it, my birth city. Welcome on in. Rain tuning in from Brooklyn. And yeah, it is so good to see everybody in the house. And thank you all so much for coming in. Remember what I said, questions. I will be taking your questions, but I want them to be questions collectively. Let's try to ask those collective questions, not those personal questions tonight, but collective questions. I think these will be a great deep dive that we can begin to talk about. I am, if you're on Instagram, and I want you guys to follow me over on Instagram at Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle on Instagram. If you follow me over there, I'm live. I got to represent, let's see, Limitless Creator is tuning in from Durham, North Carolina, one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. Shout out to my family and bestie living in Durham, North Carolina. You guys know I've talked about my Uncle Mac, one of my favorite uncles in the whole wide world. Not that I didn't love the other ones. I love them too. But I love my Uncle Mac, who passed away after he was over 100 years old. And he lived in Durham, North Carolina. And I had some good times in Durham, baby. Listen, that's where I seen Michael Jordan when he was playing on the baseball team. In Durham, North Carolina, that whole RTP area, listen, was beautiful. Had an incredible time, met some incredible people in my life. Some who are many are still very much connected to me as well. Okapika, is that Opelika, Alabama? Ooh. Now that's a new one. Weather soaking 87. Welcome on in the building. NYC, welcome on in. Some more Brooklyn in the house. Artist Future representing San Francisco. Good to see you. Welcome on in. We got Ember Divine Grace 1 says, hello, Ms.Blue and the Visionaries. All right. What is with all this chaos going down in Gotham City? That's a great question, Rain. Listen, I'm going to start bringing you guys on camera. I want you to hit that like button. I want you to hit that subscribe. Let's run this live up. I want you guys to do that. Send the invites out. Let people know that we are live. Huntsville, Alabama, in the building. So good to have you here. If you're over on Instagram, I want you to hit the question. And if you're willing to come up on camera over on Instagram, I definitely want you to hit the camera so you can come up, make sure you're in a place where it's kind of quiet, and make sure it's kind of quiet so you don't get yourself all worked up. Hey, Bridget, good to see you in the building. We got Alana coming up in the building. Ghetto Physics 777 is in the building. Another amazing brother. Good to see you. Tuning in from Jamaica. Flying back to Cali in the morning. This is Young IG. We gonna call you Young because I don't want to mess that up. All right, so let's get it. Let's get it. So I want to go over here. I'm gonna go here first because this is a powerful question, and this is Andrea Brown, 1671. And so her question is, how can teachers prepare for this upcoming school year to prevent burnout? That's an amazing question. You know, one of the things that we've been seeing inside of our school system, and you can let us know about this as well, Andrea, is that there is a great shift that's happening with the teachers, the school system, and the children that is coming up. And one of the things I could tell teachers how they can prepare so that they don't have burnout. For those of you who still have the passion, who is still here to kind of forge the way and kind of move us into this new era of teaching. One of the ways I would tell you is definitely, absolutely during this summer, you need to take time to spend time with yourself and do something that you love. That's number one. Because when you're well rested, when you have had an opportunity to enjoy your life and have a little bit of fun, then it always makes, when we come back to the work that we're doing, we become differently inspired. The other thing that I would say to all teachers, really, really infuse yourself into the culture of the students that you're teaching. So you can get a different kind of grips and an angle of seeing what they're doing when they're not in the classroom. I think that's great. So whatever that is, whether that is taking a look at some of the streaming channels, I think that would be great. Looking for ways to be more innovative and to bring more of the things in a different way to teach students that is more in alignment with where their vibration is now. Also, the other thing is think about setting up your classrooms in themes. And I know that a lot of teachers, this is a budget issue for the teachers, but it would be important for you to do that. Look at technology. See if you can take some of these classes about learning more about IT, learning more about technology, and really doing highlights for your students. See how you can celebrate those who are focused on moving themselves forward and succeeding. And that's how it's going to prevent you from having burnout. Really have fun with yourself during the summer. Make sure that you are laying a foundation about things that you're excited about when you're teaching with your students. And this is going to make a significant difference in how the school year goes. I would also encourage teachers to get into meditation. Number one thing I would say is all teachers should be entering into a meditation practice. Now, I know depending on what school of thought or what your preference is, yes, prayer is a great thing to bring, but you need meditation, something that you can learn to calm your nervous system, because just dealing with children and so much of what they're dealing with in their home life and what's in the world, when they come in the classroom, you're being bombarded. So I think all teachers, one of the most healthiest things you can do is learn how to get into mindfulness, because that mindfulness is going to allow you to really tap in to your multisensory abilities, keep yourself calm, learning how to read intuition, trust your intuition and guidance is going to really help you to prevent from being burned out. Prevent burnout. So for all teachers, technology is going to be number one. You've got to get in there. And even if you're not using it in the classroom as much, or maybe the school system haven't moved to that, you will be ahead of the curve with the things that you can create, the way that you can present your studies, or even find other ways so that you can reach the children in different kinds of ways. That's going to be number one. Number two, see if you can bring more game-like environments into the classroom. Have more playtime for them because it's not only good for the students, it's also good for you. Teachers, mindfulness, definitely you all should be really tapping into your higher mind, reading books and stories that really take you out, like sci-fi stories, things like that, because it's going to open up more of the creative aspect of your mind. And we have Priestess Chastity that's in the building. And Priestess Chastity is an amazing teacher. And she's saying that you can email her at chastitygoodman@gmail.com. She has been a teacher for 13 years and a principal for one. And she understands all of this. Technology is one of those things that she's got a lot of certifications in, training in, and she has a love for teachers. How do I know this? Because she has taken several of my classes, and not only does she understand that, but she also understands about using her multisensory abilities, being able to tune in when there's a student that is really out of balance, that things are going on, trusting your intuition in the classroom, how to navigate. And she's been able to do this at a very, very superb level. She's also been a principal before and held that role as well. So that's a great resource for you guys. On Instagram, it is at Professor, Professa, Goodman, spelled just like it is, good, Good, man, Man. And I'll have Chastity also underneath this post when it goes live for all you teachers to go over there. So I want to give that to your teachers. I want to give y'all like an extra little love because you are doing things that are so helpful at this particular time, and so powerful. You are the minds of our future are in your hands. And so your role is so significant. I have a prediction that over the course of the next 4 years, one of the highest paying jobs on the planet is going to be educators, particularly those who are teachers, working with teachers, and eventually the classroom size will become smaller and we will have teaching pods where literally there will be a group of teachers, maybe four, and they will have a group of pods within communities and within different parts of the city, and they will specialize and teach particular skills to the children. So we're going to see how this prediction comes through. I have made many more and they're coming through. I always love when teachers, I have had many teachers who've taken my classes. They have helped their psychic ability. They have learned how to read auras and energy, and it has profoundly changed the way not only that they see themselves, but how they see the children and how they're navigating through their spaces. So much love to all of you teachers. And Andrea says, thanks so much. Very helpful. I will definitely get into the tech this school year, and mindfulness is key. Absolutely. Every teacher, I really think that we should be teaching mindfulness to the children. Yes, I know we took prayer out of the school systems. I know we took prayer out of school systems. We took the pledging to the flag out. But what I think they really should be bringing back is having quality time, and that these students know you're not forced to pray if that's not what you want or whatever you choose to do, but you should have that mindfulness time as a self-reflection time, and the children should still have this quiet time for them to go within. They should still have this time where they can honor, and we don't have to make them honor, but there should be some kind of connection to where you're living. And we're not talking about the lower aspects of where we're things in the world, but the higher aspect of it and what they are committed to. So some of these things I think will eventually change, but it is going to take those teachers that are there to change. Yeah. So there you go, magic makers. I love it. So let's go over here to Instagram. Um, mm, Here's a good one. This is by Big Bank Scotty. And in case you guys are wondering, I am live on Instagram as well as live on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, you can actually come up on camera. I'm going through and answering questions. You can request. Hit the camera to come on camera. Just make sure you ain't got all that noise and stuff going on in the background. And come up, speak clear, cut your camera on, and we're gonna go live. We love it. So Big Big Scotty says, here's a collective question. How can we as women and men begin to heal our relationship with the masculine if we are born into circumstances, bloodline where the masculine energy isn't healthy? Tips and mindsets to shift to bring healthy masculine energy into our experience. And I think that is a great thing. I think it's a great thing that we can do. Healing the masculine and the feminine energy is really easier than we think. We tend to want to put people in boxes. And I'm not saying that there isn't unhealthy relationships that are going on with some masculine. And if you've had that within your bloodline, then the first thing I would say to you is really to work on yourself, particularly if there's issue with father and father figure energy. Because remember, we are half our fathers and half our mothers. And by you living and speaking your truth, you are healing your bloodline immediately. And we have to give credence to that. We have to give credence to that, not looking to them for a changed behavior, because sometimes that just is impossible. And sometimes they have passed on and we are still feeling like we're stuck. And recognizing that how we heal our generation and our bloodline, it starts with how you're healing yourself and showing up. Not just keep repeating the problem and talking about it over and over again. Now, I get it. Sometimes we got to get things out. We got to say it. We got to call it what it is. And I want you to do that. But once you've done that, energy goes where thoughts flows. Now it's your turn. You have your father's energy that is living inside of you. How are you expressing that masculine energy yourself? Because what I have found in some of the most damaging and hurtful situations of the masculine energy, particularly when it is a child, and that parent has either made their transition, is that they literally took the best of what they had and they gave it to their child. I'm telling you this so you can really start to reprogram what you're thinking about. It doesn't excuse what happened. It doesn't give them a pass, but it gives you an opportunity to really begin to do alchemy work. How are you using the masculine energy that your father passed on to you? Are you repeating history? Are you doing the same thing your father did to you, to your child, to your family, friends, and loved ones, or even the vices your father carried to himself? Are you doing that to yourself? And that's why when we want to heal the bloodline, when we want to carry the path forward differently, we start with ourselves. And when you remember you are a powerful force of correction, and that correction starts with you and it stops with you. And that's how we begin to heal the relationship. Now, your physical father may be unbeknownst within his consciousness, or he came back to this world and this is his role A lot of times we negate the purpose that souls are coming here. We all are not on the same path. We're not. We're not all on the same path. And some souls have come back because they are here to experience something contrast to where they are. So sometimes we're not going to get the apology. We're not going to get the corrective behavior. We're not going to get the love or the consideration or, that fathering we feel we must get from our fathers. And so in those cases, the healing has to start with you, and you have to be willing to say, I don't want to carry this forward. I am going to use this gift of life that my father gave me, and I'm going to use this in a powerful, more transformative way. It was something profound that Dr. Chris said when she came on the show. And if you haven't heard that show, I would encourage you to go back into the archives. And when she was talking about when a baby is in utero, the placenta is mostly made up of the father's energy, the father's DNA. So what is protecting the mother and what is protecting that baby so the baby can come into the world healthy, full, and of life? That is the father's protection. And many people feel like their father was never in their life to protect them. But if we look at this from an anatomy point of view, when we look at this from a conception point of view, your first level of protection came from your father. And even mothers who have very estranged relationships with their baby's father, what was protecting them while they were giving life to that baby was the father. I don't know about you all, but that just sting. That was a whole nother light bulb that went on, because so many times the father is kind of excluded out of the birth process, other than being a sperm donor. But now science is saying what our ancestors already knew, and that is that fathers play more than just donating sperm to the baby. The protection of the mother and the baby during the course while the child is in utero is the father. And fathers, you need to hear this. Don't let anyone make you think that you are just a donor. Your DNA, your subatomic particles, is what is protecting your child. What is protecting your mothers, the mothers of your child, while they're giving birth, while they're carrying that baby. So it's important that you show up in that role to know that you're playing a very intricate part in that. And it's through the placenta. Through the placenta. And without the placenta, there is no birth. And so we need to honor that. Honor it within ourselves. Many of you were born and your fathers were not alive, or, in circumstances, maybe they were incarcerated, or maybe they were away in another country, or maybe they were just separated from the family and they feel like, I don't have my father's love. You've had your father's love since you were in inception. So whether he can physically give you love, know that that love was given. And you use that and you move forward knowing that you heal your issues between yourself and your fathers by activating that through you. And you being the light that is using the masculine side of yourself in a way that is powerful, in a way that is honest, that takes action, a way that is protective, and in a way that is expressive, and in a way that is healing and uplifting and love through the things that you are physically doing in this world. When you're thinking, you think more holistically. When you are connecting with people, you do that through honesty. That's how we heal. And when it comes to the energy between the masculine and the feminine, this is the job of both women and men. We have got to learn how to communicate with each other in an honest and a very healed way. And a lot of times we got two people who are unhealed trying to escape their own discretions and looking for someone to save them. There are women looking for men to save them, and there are men looking for women to save them. And I'm not just talking financially, I'm talking about emotionally. They're looking for a way to excuse themselves from doing the inner work. And that's why it's important. You want to be as self-aware and as whole as possible when getting into a relationship, a friendship, when you're working with people. So men and women, we can coexist together. The truth of the matter is we are more alike than we are different. And nobody wants to acknowledge that. And when we can start being honest with ourselves and one another, we will be able to have it because it is possible. I have very healthy relationships with a lot of men in my life. With my brother, of course, with my father, with men that I have been associated with and I've worked with, men who I've been in relationship with, the man, healthy relationships. But it takes both parties willing to understand that we have to learn how to speak to one another. And we have to learn how to respect one another. And we have to come with honesty and truth. So that's how a lot of women who are dealing with daddy issues are dealing with issues within themselves. And so that becomes the forefront because we need something else to blame our lives on or why it's not the way that we want it. And I know that doesn't feel good. But see, when you truly, truly, authentically fall madly and passionately in love with yourself, you heal all those parts of yourself, whether there's issues with your mother or whether there's issues with your father, your baby daddy, your last relationship, whatever, you heal those issues. And you're not waiting on someone else to give you permission to be okay with what happened, what they did or didn't do, what went wrong and what went right. We have to stop waiting for others to give us permission to move forward. That's why one of the most powerful things you can do is to forgive. Because forgiveness is not saying what happened was okay. It's not giving the person a pass. Forgiveness, if you look at the word, it's forward giving. You're giving your future self an opportunity to heal and move forward. Forgiveness is for you. You have to learn how to forgive. Forgive and move forward. But if you keep replaying the scenario in your mind, You're just building pathways. You're just building energy. You're building patterns. Because remember, your conscious mind makes predictions about your future based on your past. And if that's what you're focused on, it is setting you up to repeat all the things in the past. So hopefully that helped. There you go. How we doing? How we doing? Let's see. We're going to go back over here. We're going to go back over to YouTube and let's see. Let's go to Memphis Grizzly 901 said, just recently I've been practicing mental visualization through the form of meditation. And just even when I'm out and about, driving, etc., do you have a technique to help improve myself? Thank you. Wow. Well, first of all, shouts out to you for really working with visualization, because visualization is key, right? It's key, visualization. And one of the things I will tell you, here's a technique and some of the things I will tell you. The best time to really practice this is when you first wake up in the morning, because you are literally in between different states, delta state, theta state, beta state. You're in between all of the states. And to visualize, you're going into visualization. And remember, everyone is not a seer. So just because you're not seeing it, because we're not talking about your physical eyes, we're talking about your third eye. Visualize it. You will get the impression of what you're visualizing. And as you're doing that, that is one of the key things. Or right before you go to sleep at night, that's another time where the unconscious is wide awake, it's open, it's receptive. And you said, just even when I'm out and about driving, do you have? So I would say when you're out and about and when you're driving, that's not a good time to visualize. That's the time that you live the vision you've been carrying. You need to be fully present, because when you're fully present, you're able to tap into your higher mind. And if you're doing your visualization work, your superconscious will kick in. And you will begin to start seeing your world and your reality completely different. You'll even be able to see where the glitches are, and you'll even be able to see where the magic and the miracles can happen in real time. So I would recommend, not when you're driving, don't visualize. You're already being hypnotized when you're driving. That is the time to be present, because what else is the purpose of visualizing? Visualize to change your life, not to play with yourself. Visualize. See yourself in the future. See yourself doing the things you want to do. See yourself, whatever struggles, whatever things that you need to overcome. Visualize yourself out of that state. Visualize the things that are holding you back. Visualize the things that can turn your life around. Visualize the miracle you need to happen in your life now. Visualize that happening. And leave room for the universe to surprise you. Because I can tell you for myself, everything that I visualized, has it come true exactly how I visualized it? It has not. But there were key significant things that I could see, that I knew this was something that I was bringing through, that I have been bringing through in my visualization. But every single time, it was better than I could even imagine. There will be sprinkles of signs and symbols that you know that you are living out a vision. You are walking, living out a vision. And you will begin to start to choose at that particular time what direction to move in. So the key is not visualizing and then living the exact vision down step by step by step. That's not the key. You will have pieces of it coming through. And then your higher self will kick in and you will begin to see the whole situation completely different. And you'll know what direction, what choice to choose next, what action to take next. And that's what makes life exciting. Life is not supposed to be predictable. You are a living spiritual being who have superpowers, but you have to be present to activate them. The visualization is letting you know that things are possible, that in your wakened state, maybe there's a block that's causing you to believe it's not possible, but you go into the visualized state. And through that visualized state, what you're doing is raising your frequency and vibration, and you're training your higher mind to interrupt the matrix. Because remember, we feed the matrix with our thoughts, our emotions, our words, our actions, our non-actions, and even our associations. That's how we feed the matrix. But you want to get into the pretty matrix where you become the co-creator. And so this isn't about you controlling everything, but it's about you looking at your life and your world, and you know that a part of this you created. And now you're willing to step fully into it because the world is not happening to you. It is happening because of you. And that's how you master the matrix. And visualization is an excellent tool for that. I don't recommend when you're driving. I don't recommend you visualize when you're out and about. No, you need to be fully present. This is where your avatar is alive and you can tap into your higher self. That's what you're doing it for. So you can be more present, not absent. They want us to be absent from the moment, because the moment you withdraw your energy from the reality that you're in, someone else has taken the game controller. And all you are doing is following what they have put you on a path. But as long as you stake your claim and you stake your presence, it can't happen. It cannot happen. You must give consent to the matrix. You must give consent. And we give our consent too many ways, and we don't think it means anything. But we wonder why our life is not on track where we want it to be. And that's part of the way. So yeah, there you go. Great question. Great question. Great question, you guys. All right, we're going to go back over to Instagram. How are we all doing? Welcome everyone on into the live. Let's see. I want you all to ask collective questions. Here's a good one. Christine asked, what shifts and changes will the collective experience as we transition into the summer solstice this week? Yeah, so we got 2 solstices that are going on. 2 different solstices. You're so welcome, Memphis. We have 2 solstices that's going on. And how we experience that is going to be completely different for every single person. But remember, the solstice is an opportunity to be reborn again. It's like taking your whole entire soul right? The portion we have here, taking it through the car wash. And we're sort of getting rinsed. And so everyone comes out with a clean slate during the solstice, if you're conscious of it. Some people continue to go on with their everyday life and they start to recreate things that are undoing to themselves, to their environment, and to their lives. But this is an opportunity so profound during the solstice time to understand that you're getting an opportunity to be refreshed and reborn again. And also, it's an opportunity to channel more of your soul inside of you. That's why many people before the solstice, they will fast. They will go on a cleanse. They will cleanse themselves. They will fast. There's all kinds of rituals that our ancestors have been doing since the beginning of time during the solstice, particularly when it came to the summer solstice. Because remember, we are coming into the summer solstice. And so now as we continue to go forward, we are eventually getting ready to recycle ourselves to go back. As we get into September, to go back into the darkness, into the within time. This is time during the solstice to shine and shine and shine and shine. This is your time to shine. This is your time to shine during the summer solstice. But many of us are afraid to shine because our lights have been dulled. So use this time during the solstice and really reflect, what would you do if you could do it all over again? Reflect on the things that you have learned, things that you have grown from. We have to be introspective. Matter of fact, as we get ready to cross this threshold, into what time is it? We're already there, into the 19th. This is a great day to really begin to start looking at what you're going to carry with you in this new season. It's not about throwing everything away, because some of your habits you need to keep, because that is what's saving your ass. But then there's some things that we need to make a few adjustments in. So it's not about tearing up everything and throwing it all away. I think very few people are able to do that. But it's about carrying those things that are meaningful with you, those friends that are meaningful, those places that are meaningful, those thoughts that are meaningful for you, those connections that are meaningful. Those lessons. We can't forget the lessons we've been through. Some of you, and I just feel like this is going to be for a select group here, some of you need to carry some of that pain with you. You do. Because it's a reminder of what you don't want to repeat. And sometimes we get amnesia, and then we try to figure out, why are we in the same situation? The people are different, the place is different, but the same thing seems to keep happening over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because you need to bring that with you so you never forget. You're extracting the wisdom from it, and you're bringing the wisdom with you. Because it is a reminder of how far you have come It is a reminder of where you're not going back. Some people want to erase themselves during the solstice. And you might not want to do that, not completely. You need those little reminders every now and again so you don't slip back into your old ways. So this solstice, it's going to be very different for each and every single one of us. And that's what I love about it. Because every single one of us has our own God spark that's inside of us. That's what we need to be igniting. That uniqueness, that authenticity. Bringing that out. Bringing that out with love. Bringing that out. And not forgetting who we are. Not forgetting where we come from. And not forgetting where we're headed. And so sometimes what happens is we don't know where we're going. And so it's hard to move. So the solstice is about, what's your aim? Where are you headed? Where are you headed? Where are you going? What do you want? What brings you love? What brings you joy? What lights you up? And if you don't know what it is, this is the perfect time to discover that. Because maybe what did it for you 6 months ago doesn't kind of do it for you right now. Maybe you need a little something different in your life. Maybe you need some new flavor in your life. Go find it. Enjoy it. Honor it. Respect it. So that's what the collective is in for. There's so many downloads that are coming in from the sun. So many. And some will have the heart to receive. They will have the ears to hear. And they will have the power to move forward. So yeah, that's what the collective is in for during this solstice. Be Connected Brooklyn is asking to come on camera. Let me see who you are. Let me see who you are. The sun is so hot out here, but I be in it. Yeah, the sun is hot. The sun is very hot. It's supposed to be hot. It's supposed to be hot. It is. Let's see. We're going to go back to chat over here. Do y'all have questions? Yeah, I guess y'all are talking to yourself over here. I am checking chat for some questions to see if you guys have some questions. I see a lot of beautiful conversations, a lot of interesting conversations, but don't sell questions. Okay, we're going to answer this question. It is Casmic Cobra. Let's see this question. I heard that people get absorbed back into their body if they stay too long after death. So how does it work if someone is waiting for you on the other side for the long time, for a long time for us to pass. So I will tell you based on my experience and speaking with spirits. First of all, that is not true. You do not get absorbed back into your body, and souls have free will. And so they get absorbed into another body. That's not true. Souls have free will, and they don't instantly get absorbed back into another body because they're choosing to hang out around the earth realm. And so I want us to really, really understand that souls can hang around the earth realm. That is true. Some souls hang around a little longer, just depending on how they're passing. And so sometimes they do hang around because they want to be close to their loved one, especially if their passing was very quick, if it was very tragic, and they know their loved ones are grieving. And so they will stay to let their loved ones and people around them feel the closeness. They will also stay if there is some sort of karma that needs to be fulfilled. So if there was some sort of tragedy or something happened, and they will stay around. Sometimes souls will give out clues to what happened to them, so those parties who are involved can receive their karma in the situation. They will stay, particularly when mothers pass, when giving birth to children. They will particularly hang out for a long time until so that they can stay close to the baby, even though it's not for the baby, it's for the person raising the child, because children will have a instant connection with their parent, whether it's the mother or the father that actually passes away. So they will stay very, very close to their loved one. As far as souls staying, waiting for someone else that they love or have a connection, that's not actually how it works. Most souls do not stay for a very, 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 very long time. They do not. They do not stay. They will eventually move on. And here's the thing: when it is time for one of our loved ones to pass, they will come and get them. Before a soul passes, in the ancestor realm and on the other side, they will have what's called a welcoming party. And usually that party is 3 to 4 years prior to the soul passing. And so what will happen is they will come back. I remember several of my elder relatives before they passed, they would, in the room when they were conscious and getting ready to make their transition, they would say, "Oh, look, I see my sister over there sitting. I see my brother coming back." They would talk about people coming back, because these are people visiting them because they are helping them to cross over to the other side. So they're not alone when they pass. But we don't wait for others. All souls are sovereign beings. And so because souls are connected together on earth and we agree to do work lifetime after lifetime, no soul waits for another soul to pass. Now, will they be present with the loved one that they know is really having a difficulty with their passing and visit them and connect them? Absolutely. They are there to comfort us. They are there to offer guidance to us, but they are not here waiting for us to pass and to join them. Usually souls who have that deep connection, they will pass within 24 hours to a week or so, or a month or so within. You'll see a couple who've been together forever. The husband will pass, and then the mother will pass like the next day or within the same year of each other. But that's not even still the case. I want us all to remember that we are very powerful, we are very loving, and we are very sovereign beings. And so we are operating as independent souls. We each have our individual path. It is not connected or tied in to someone else's soul path. Can we make choices with those paths and connections with those paths? Absolutely. But those contracts have been up. I've been talking about them for years and years and years. We've been out of soul contracts, been out of those things. We are independent souls. So no worries about souls being absorbed back into others, right? No, I would have never told you that someone is waiting on you. If they're waiting on you to heal and to move forward, to be able to carry their love and their connection with you to move forward. And I love that about our ancestors. They will stay and they will support our loved ones, us, until they feel that we are ready to come out of the grieving process and continue to live our life. And that's what they want with us. Because if we are still here and alive, and I know I have worked with brothers and sisters all over the world who have lost mothers and fathers and children and loved ones and close friends. If you're still here, it's because your soul has chosen to stay here. And there is a purpose for you here. It is not to be in the other realm. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. But a very profound and powerful question. But no, souls who stay and hang around long, they do not get absorbed into other people's body. That's not true. And I haven't found that to be true in my work. And they are not waiting for us per se to pass away to come to the other side. They will be waiting for us when our soul chooses to make that transition. But they are not sitting somewhere like, yay, hurry up and pass so you can be with me. No, that is a distortion of energy coming through. And if anyone is feeling that, that is a very big distortion. And so I trust that that answers your question. Thank you for the powerful question. And thank you. Let's go to the next question. Remember, I am on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube. We're going to come back over here and take some questions. If you have some questions on YouTube, make sure these are collective questions. I'm not doing personal questions tonight. I'm doing collective questions. Yeah. Thank you, Christine. Ooh, y'all in y'all support bag. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Thank you, love. All right. So here's another question over here. This is from Be Connected. This might be a more important question. You stated maybe a week ago, I have been going through my right tempo, left side. What does that mean? Yeah, I'm not answering personal questions tonight. No personal questions tonight. Well, I look a little different. What happened? Not answering personal questions tonight, but not answering personal questions tonight. No personal questions tonight. Yeah, no personal questions tonight. No personal questions tonight. Hopefully y'all can still see me. Welcome to everyone on into the live. That's okay. No. It's certainly fine. I just want to make sure that you all know that I'm not answering personal questions tonight. So no personal questions tonight. All right. Any other questions? No worries. No worries. No worries. No worries. Is y'all cool? Is y'all good? Oh, it's a lot going on in chat over here in YouTube. What is going on? I don't even know. Let's see. Let's see. I think I got all of these questions. Let's see. I think we got all of the questions. Let's see how long we have been up here. We've been here for about an hour. So here's a good question. I'll answer this one. This is a good question. And this question is from Be Connected on Instagram. It says, this is for the collective then. With the mental, why is it so easily to be depressed? I think this question, which I think is a really good question, it's actually not that easy, but it is easy to be so depressed. Because a lot of what we are doing is we're not doing or expressing our true authentic self. And so when you're not expressing your true authentic self and you're suppressing how you really feel, that can cause you to go into a state of depression. When you're not filling your life with some sort of joy, something that lights you up, something that excites you, something that is fulfilling on a deeper soul level, that can happen. When you are going against your own free will, you're working a job that you hate. You are in a relationship that you don't want to be in. These things, when we suppress them, it can suppress us. But the easiest way for the mind to get tricked is when you start thinking life is happening to you and there's nothing you can do about it. You're powerless. And so the greatest thing that they want is for you to feel filled with fear and that you have no power. Because now you can be controlled and manipulated. Whenever you keep thinking everything is outside of yourself, our ancestors gave us a decree to remember, and I'll just share a portion of that, and that was know thyself. They didn't say know the world, know what he doing, know what she doing, know what they doing. They said know thyself. And a lot of times we forget it is about know thyself. Because we want to know everything but us. Remember, the conscious mind, what I call the false matrix, where the ego lies, is drenched in fear. And it wants you to be afraid of everything and everyone. This is one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of a lot of these old spiritual systems on the planet, because they're drenched in fear. And it's used to manipulate you. If you do this, you're going to get it. If you do this, you're going to get it. If you do that, and it's not right, you're going to be punished. When you're not speaking your truth and expressing your truth, it does something to your spirit. You are meant to be a light. You are meant to be a star here. You are meant to shine, to be filled with love, to be filled with joy in its natural state. Now, of course, this is not about walking around like this 24 hours and 7 days a week. We will have those times where we feel lost, we feel disconnected, unsure of what is next and what to do. Some of this is the experience that is here. And this is why the teachings have been left for us, guiding us back to self, guiding us back to know that God, source, the universe, however you choose to see it, is not something that exists outside of you. It is something that exists inside of you. And so it's important that you realize that you are greater than flesh, blood, and bones, and just your mind. You have a spirit, and that spirit doesn't just reside in your mind. That spirit is in your whole entire body. And it is connected to everything on this planet that has consciousness in it. And you can communicate with that spirit. You can command that energy, not in a forceful authority, but in one of creation. So when we are here on this planet, we are co-creators. We are creators. That's why the greatest title that has been in the last couple of years on the planet, I don't care what country you go to, everybody wants to be a content creator. They want to create something. They want to build something. They want to create something. That's in our nature, to create. It is how we live out our Father's energy. So this relationship with the masculine, with the Father, it's about, are you creating something in your life? What have you created? What have you created for yourself? What have you created for others? Because if you're not using your creation energy, you will become sad, possibly depressed, somewhat confused, somewhat angry. You will become a victim because you feel like everything is out of your hands. But if you are a creator, that gives you power. That gives you purpose. That gives you the life so that you can shine your light into the world. This is why everyone who is here wants to be of some sort of service in some capacity. And if you're not activating that service, because that goes along with the creation energy, with our God spark, to be of some kind of service. I don't care if it's to your family. I don't care if it's to your children. I don't care if it's to your parents. I don't care if it's to the city you live in, the country you live in, the state you live in. Somewhere, are you being of service? Are you creating something, an experience, a moment? No one wants to walk around like an NPC. If you're walking around and your goal is to detach yourself from all matter, that can become a very slippery slope here on the planet, because we live in a place where we enter into this realm. We infuse this avatar into our spirit on purpose. We chose this incarnation. So to come here and go against what we created is an instant manipulation of the mental. But they want to trick you and make you think that anything that is material, you should want nothing to do with it. Anything that has to do with money, you're too irresponsible to be connected to it. Anything that has to do with being out front and shining is too dangerous and filled with fear. And so the creative ones, the powerful ones, the ones who are really moving creation forward on this planet, they want you to go into hiding. They want you to go running. They want you to stay silent. And then they can feed off of your creation energy. And you can feel depleted and hopeless. But the good news is we're living in a time where that's no longer the case. And our ancestors, they gave us gifts. And it wasn't just gifts of trauma and pain. They gave us gifts that they were not able to live and fulfill because of the time that they were here on the planet. And the way we honor them is by us living our best, fulfilled, joyful life. So, speak your truth. Learn who you are. Learn how to love yourself. You know, Jay-Z taught us you can have 99 problems, but if you love yourself, that's going to eliminate 99% of your problems. But they taught you that ego is something to destroy. And I'm not talking about the lower aspect of the ego. They taught you to stay humble, be quiet, stay simple. Don't want for nothing, don't need for nothing. And oh, by the way, the ego will teach you that everything is against you. It wants you to become the victim. Because the conscious mind, for most of us on the planet, was programmed by these systems we've been indoctrinated into, our family lives, you know, the things around us, our environment, and fear. Your job is to rise to your God consciousness and realize that the illusion that you're fighting can stop the moment you get out of your mind, the conscious mind, the false matrix, and step into what I call the higher self, the higher mind, the pretty matrix, where you're creating keeping your vibration high, having a good level of self. This ain't about your morals. And contrary to popular belief, it is about your values. It's about your trust. It's about your understanding. And it's about the wisdom that you have gained. And are you willing to be a creator, to realize that the words that you're speaking out of your mouth is building your world? Everybody wants to be a sovereign being, but very few people want to be responsible for their own lives. And that's where humanity is. I don't care what they have told you about Technology. They want you to be fearful of it. But isn't that the case when everything first comes out? They want you to be fearful of it. But then there's a group of people who get into it. They learn. Who should be learning about this AI and technology? We should be learning about it. Those who are sovereign beings. Those of us that are here for the highest and the greatest good. Not sitting back watching everyone exploit this and take advantage of this. Because we're afraid. We're afraid it's going to do something to us. Well, that's where you use wisdom and discernment and you learn how to use things. Everything here can be used for good or destruction. It's up to you. We got two worlds going on. Some people are in the old world and some are in the new world. And some of us toggle between the two. Because if you're here to do the work, you might reside in the new world, but your work, oh baby, that's in this old world. But you can't get stuck there. Because then you become part of the problem and not the solution. You forgot to take your ass home. So everybody's got to learn how to come to the new world, which is you returning to yourself. And personally, what I've been seeing is so many of us who are doing this work, we are so freaking self-aware. We know the studies, we know the code, and you forgot to go home. You got to go home. You got to come back to you. This is where God, the source, reside. If you stay in the old world, it will bring you down. And you will become a part of the vice that is keeping it alive. You will start to self-destruct. You will speak words only that corrupt. You're not enlightening. You're destroying, and you can't see that. You will start to see your life, your community, and the people around you deteriorate because you forgot to go home. So this solstice is a reminder that we all must return home to ourselves. Do the reflection. Do the love. Come into the God consciousness. You cannot forget who you are. You cannot allow a narrow view to become the sum of the whole. They want you to think that this planet is filled with nothing but destruction and corruption. Well, guess what? Then that would be you too. I don't see it that way. I don't teach that way. I don't serve that way. I don't receive that way. And I don't give that way. Because that would be feeding into the problem, the false matrix. So don't forget to come home. So many of you are so powerful. And that light you got inside of you, you got to give that light to yourself. You got to remember to come home to you. You got to remember that energy goes where thought flows, and whatever you speak, you are feeding it because the energy doesn't judge. There's no such thing as good energy and bad energy. Whatever you're giving time and energy and attention to, you are giving life to. So are you speaking life to your people? Are you speaking power to your people? Are you speaking upliftment to your people? Are you speaking encouragement to your people? Or are you reminding them of the depths of hell that others want to put them in? That's not education. That is destruction. But we don't see that. We don't see that. We don't know that. We don't see that. We think we're educating you. I want to teach you how to raise your frequency and vibration. I want to teach you how powerful you are. And then you don't have to worry about all the other bullshit because you will be above it. Not in your mind, in your elevation of your soul. That's what people need. They need another way. We know this way. We were born into this way. We don't need you to teach us about darkness. We were born into darkness. We are the stars. We came here to light the way. So showing and telling and teaching about how dark it is not a flex on earth. Show me the light. Show me how high you can go. Teach me how to fly for real. And then you done did something. Because I don't need to know how dark it is here. We come here in the darkness. We don't need to see darkness 24 hours a day. Show me the light. Ooh, it's getting hot. Show me the light. Show me the light. Show me. Show me the light. Yeah, show me the light. Yeah. Show me the light. I didn't knock the camera down. Show me the light. That's what I want to see. And I say that because I have so many people who have been bamboozled out of their power because someone thought they was doing them a healthy job of teaching them about the darkness that is within them and not showing them the love and the light and the power that is in them. And it's time that we be about our business. So the solstice is your reminder to shine your light, not to sit in darkness. We're not worried about what they got going on because when we start shining our light, it will expose, it will eliminate, it will help us rise, it will help us create, it will help us to overcome, it will help us to become healthy and wealthy because this is a material world. And a part of it belongs to you. But if you don't claim it, somebody else will take it gladly. It's time to come out of victim mode, victim consciousness, and start recognizing it doesn't take lifetimes to heal. You can have miracles. Isn't that what they told us? We are in the times of miracles and magic. You can have that. You can have miracles. You can have magic that can happen. You can heal in an instant. If you believe. If you believe. If you're willing to expand your consciousness, we're not on a spiritual journey. I've been saying this for decades. We're on a journey of expansion. not spirituality. You were spiritual when you got here. Nobody can take that away from you. You couldn't give your spirituality away. And contrary to popular belief, it's not predicated on what school of thought you're in or what religious or groups you're tied to. It's not locked down to that. But can you expand your consciousness? Can you see past what you think is possible? Can you expand beyond what you know and see something as a creator, see something different? Can you imagine a world that is greater, that is more beautiful, that is more in unity and more connected? That's what they are trying to corrupt your minds from. So you will not even try to imagine. Because the future, I don't care what psychic, what medium you go to, don't ever let nobody let you know that there is something that is written in stone. That's not true. Free will is the greatest will, and it exists even outside of our galaxy. And the greatest thing that they don't want you to know is that your future is not already written. You're writing it every single day. The thoughts you speak today, the words you speak today, the actions you take today, the non-actions you take today is determining what your future will be. And so I encourage everybody, don't just build a future for yourself and your family. Put that out for the world. Why? Because you're creator here. And you do have a vote. And unlike our vote here in America, when it comes to presidency, that doesn't count. Your vote counts in the world. When you say, this is what I'm visualizing for the world. And it doesn't take all of us to tilt that scale. This is what we've been doing. So if you want to know why history hasn't repeated itself, then all you have to do is look yourself in the mirror, check your heart, check your consciousness. This is why history has not repeated itself. But we can do more. We just have to know that we do more. We have to know that you can do more. You can change your tomorrow tonight. Not tomorrow. You could change your tomorrow tonight. You can change the world tomorrow tonight. And that's the power they want to take from you, because when it comes to mental illness, mental disturbance, mental imbalances, it's going to be the greatest thing in the world, because as a creator, you need the mind to participate. You need your right hemisphere. You need your left hemisphere so the superconscious can get activated. And if we can confuse you and think that your right hemisphere is locked into this world and it's nothing you can do, you can't control it. Every thought that comes in is your thought. Everything that happened is connected to your mind and it's nothing you can do about it. Then we got your vote. And we can use your power and create a different reality, because you are not using that power to see something more beautiful in your life, in your world, and in others. So we have to protect the mind. And one of the ways we protect the mind is to stay out of it. Don't give the mind a task it wasn't designed to do. We have a way of running our minds in the damn gutter. We are thinking thoughts that the mind can't answer. The mind can't tell you who to love. The mind can't tell you what your purpose is. The mind can't tell you why your mama did this and your daddy did this. The mind can't answer that. You have to get into the higher mind. You have to get into your multisensory abilities so you can tap into the aspects of your soul so that you really can see beyond this illusion of the matrix that we're living in. Because as long as you think you're going to figure it out in your mind, you will run that mind down until the mind decides to power down. And then we just lost another good soldier. So we have to protect our mind. Meditation is key. Dropping down in our body is key. Not overworking, overprocessing, not overthinking in our mind. Not believing that our spirit resides only in our mind. Not playing tricks with our mind. All of these corrupt fantasies and twisted ideas and thoughts that this world is projecting onto you every time you feed into it, you are disrupting your mind. Put goodness in you. Put love in you. Give your mind a break. Drop down in your body, feels what it feels like to hang out in your knees or to hang out in your elbows or hang out in your solar plex. You got a beautiful body, but we are living like we're quadriplegics and we think everything is occurring up here. And it's not. The body knows. The body knows when it's a lie. And the body knows when it's the truth. The body knows when to move, and the body knows when to be still. There is an intelligence that is greater than any computer or AI program or app on this planet. Know that you are the original blueprint. And don't let anyone else make you think anything else. You are a creator here. You are a co-creator with Source. It's time that you really come back and return home. Home is in here. Home is within your spirit and within your soul. When was the last time you figured out what brought you joy? It's the last time you figured out what excited you. When was the last time you spent time with yourself and you were falling in love so deeply, so honestly? When was the last time you trusted yourself? But in order to trust something, you got to spend time with it. You got to get to know it. You got to build a connection. You have to talk to it. You have to speak to it. Speak to yourself. You got to get a better, healthier conversation. Talk about guy versus girl, men versus women. What about how you speak to yourself? That's the conversation we've got to change. When we can speak love and life and power into ourselves, that's where it has to start before we start looking outside of ourselves and at one another. We have to start learning how to go within and speak love to ourselves. There was a time where I really didn't love myself. It was such a disruptive time. Not that I didn't love other people, because I loved other people. In fact, I loved them so much I forgot to love me. One of my very first lessons of teaching, of coming into my awareness, was self-love. Self-love, self-esteem, self-courage. It pulls you out of becoming a victim, and it empowers you. You become a sovereign being. And I'm going to tell you right now, people ain't going to understand what that looks like, and they're not supposed to. But you're supposed to. Because, see, then you move different. You talk different. You have different kinds of connection. Discernment is on lock. Ain't nobody running no tricks around you. And you can stand in your own authentic light. You're not chasing somebody else's light. You're not chasing what someone else got. Because you're grounded and centered in you. And it learns and leans towards respecting others more. Because if I'm number one, then I expect everyone I meet to be number one. And I'm going to treat you like I treat myself. See, that's the problem. Many of us are treating people how we treat ourselves, and we don't like the way they treating us back. But how you treating yourself? Because everybody knows when it's time to cut something off. And me standing in my light doesn't require you to do anything. I don't need you to do nothing. Because the boundary that is up is not against you. It is for me to understand, here's where I start and here's where I end. I'm not worried about what you out there doing, because it doesn't have nothing to do with me. I have my own boundary for myself. I know how far I go, and I know where I stop. I don't have to do all of this jumping through the hoop, pushing you away, trying to run away from you. I don't care. Because you get none of the goddess energy if I choose not to give it to you. That's it. We give too much power to things that are not in our best interests. And we pay very little attention to the things that spark the light and love and power within us. The sister came on talking about being a teacher. Do you know how powerful it is to teach our babies? That should be one of the highest paid jobs on the planet. It really should. But we don't respect what we learn from. We have been programmed into respect what has traumatized us, what has stole from us, and what has damaged us. And that's the work to turn that shit around. The people in your life that love you, that support you, that you received something of substance from. It's hard to get a like. But if we were out here talking negative, spewing fear, Maybe. But see, we done got smarter. And that's what's shaking shit up on this world, because we are now supporting one another more. We're standing up for one another more. We're connecting with each other more. And it doesn't mean we agree. We agree to disagree. We are still spreading more love to one another. We're assisting one another, and we're being more transparent with each other. We're learning how to tell the truth. We're calling out more shit amongst each other and still not hating each other. We are truly growing up on planet Earth, and I don't want you to forget that, because they want you to think that there's all this discourse going on. You got one or two bad apples out here, and they want you to think the whole group is bad, and that's not the case. We are recognizing our mistakes. We're owning up to them. We are becoming more sovereign. We are asking better and more deeper and richer questions. We are not just in it for ourselves. We are not giving away our power the way that we used to. It is so much that has changed in this world. There is more that needs to change, but we need to celebrate where we used to be even a year ago and where we are now. Look at your life. Go back to 2014. Go back to 2019 and think about how far you have come, how much you have learned, how much you have done. You can't forget that. Don't let anyone make you forget that. You have put in the work. You have done the work. You will continue to do the work, because when it comes to loving you, there should be no days off. That's what I teach. There's no days off when it comes to me. I don't get a day off. And guess what? I don't want one. Me? Are you kidding me? I don't need a day off. You should never be tired of loving you. How is that real? How do we forget? People are worried about losing themselves. No, you're not losing yourself. You can only lose yourself if you never found yourself. Because you can't lose. When you realize your goodness of who you are, the power you really have, how could you forget that? How could you lose that? You holding that shit tighter than your damn purse or your phone. It ain't getting put down. You watching that like that's your baby. How you gonna let somebody make you forget about you? It's only possible if you're not loving you. That's the only way it's possible. You can never, ever forget about you. You are X in the damn equation. Malcolm X taught us that. And before that, when our ancestors would sign their name, they said because they could not read and write. I beg to differ. They have told me we put X down because I am X. And I will never forget myself out of the equation. That's the mystery. That's the magic. And that's the power. In fact, the equation doesn't exist if X is not in it. Because then there will be nothing to solve. Nothing to understand. Nothing to figure out. They trying to figure you out. They trying to solve the equation without you. And it's impossible. So never forget, you in any equation in your life, whether that's with your mother, your father, your children, your partners, your friendships, your business, the work that you're doing in the world, the people you're connecting with, don't forget about you in the equation. Because the moment you try to show up as somebody else, game is over. Did you hear me? Game is over. Lock it down, shut it up, close it out, and walk away. Always bring you to the table, not the arrogant you, not the traumatized you, not the hurt you, not the ego you, because that's just fear. Bring you to the table. Always bring your whole self. Yeah. Sometimes you're going to have to bring the whole damn table. But I think y'all get what I'm saying. Okay. All right. Excellent question. All right. We are at 2 hours. How we feeling? Let's check in with the Soul Family on YouTube. How y'all feeling? Let me know in the chat. For those of you who are still listening on Instagram, how you feeling? How y'all feeling? As we're coming into this energy here today, you're going to feel a deep need for most of you to go within. I want you to trust that. I want you to listen to yourself. Go deep within. You're going to feel deeply. You may have some people who return from the past. You may bump into an old coworker, a friend, an ex, somebody somewhere. You may bump into them. I need you to show up as your whole and complete self. I need you to reach out to those people in your life that matter. But I also need you to spend time with yourself. And I want you to begin to start thinking about, what is it that I feel my purpose is in this moment? I'm not talking about long term in life. I'm talking about at this moment. I want you to share more of yourself. If there's something you've been sitting on waiting to do and you haven't done it, I want you to get together and start thinking of the master plan. Channel that energies. Channel that goodness from your higher self, from source, from the love of you. It's a good day to connect with your ancestors on a high vibration. Know that they are supporting us. They're here for us. They are teaching you how to become more multi-sensory. Angels, ancestors, guides. They are not here to make decisions for you. They are here to support what you want, not make a decision for you. They are here to assist you once you have made a decision. So I want you to think about, what's next for you? What is it that you want for yourself in your life? What do you want to do? What do you want to experience? What do you want to be? How do you want to live? How do you want to feel? Are you living your best life? And if you're not, what's one thing you can do to start moving things in that direction? Start with you. Is there a thought you've been carrying? Release it. Take the wisdom so you never forget, but release it. And then what are you going to replace in the position of that thought? What higher vibration are you going to put in there? What thought is going to replace it? Spend time with yourself like you spend time with the people in your life you love. Take time. Put yourself on the calendar. Put you on the calendar. Put yourself on the calendar. Carry the love within your heart. Let your God self shine. So as we come into Father's Day, and we honor our fathers in our lives and the fathers around the world, and we uplift the brothers who are fathers, we activate that by showing our love to them. And that's a way that we are cultivating that father aspect that is a part of all of us in our lives. No matter what that experience was in the past, you get a chance to recreate that life within yourself. So yeah, let's have a good weekend. Let's have a good Father's Day. And ashe to all the daddies, all the fathers out there. Ashe to my father. I will be celebrating him on this Father's Day as well. And thanking him for all of his wisdom, guidance that he still continues to share and give. Yeah. So we gonna get out of here. We gonna get out of here, okay? Because today is that day. And tomorrow can be even better. If you all did not hear the show of the next 72 hours, then this may not make sense. I'm going to encourage you to drop back down into the archives and watch the show that I did about the next 72 hours not being random. And it's a great opportunity there for you to witness your soul in a powerful, powerful way. Yeah. So, I am Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. I love you all so much. Thank you all for coming in. I'm glad that we streamed in 2 places. We gonna see how this goes. I'm going to definitely save the live on both places, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your takeaways in the comment section below. And and if you're new here or your first time here, please share something about yourself. I'm always interested in how to connect with you, getting to know you, and all of those wonderful things. If you want to become a part of the Visionaries, you can simply do that by being in the comment section on YouTube. I call all of our soul family the Visionaries. And we're a part of the Visionary Collectives. And so you can be a part in just by, subscribing to the channel. And definitely what I want you all to do, if you want to contact me, just click the links, go to the stand store, which is the Visionary Frequency, and you can definitely click that. And you can get on the mailing list. I have a class that's coming up in September. I'm very excited about. I have a couple of other goodies on there if you want to tap into this energy, because we are in the 6th month of the year here, January, February, March, April, May, June, 6th month of the year, about Astro Magic 2026. And it is a activation where you can tap in. You have PDFs that you download, which I call digital downloads, and you also have audio files to listen to, and it's really going to help you to reprogram anything that needs to be reprogrammed, giving you that instant reset, helping you to be able to not only ride the waves of 2026, because we done had some waves, but also create waves in 2026. That is there. If you have anything that you're lacking and you need more finance or abundance, I have the Lucky Blueprint Expansion Pack. And this is the class that you actually is self-led, where you go through the process and I show you how to wire yourself so you can become an abundance magnet for bringing more goodness and even more finances in your life. If you have money blocks, it will help you to overcome that. All the products, any class I teach, all the products, any spaces I open is really helping you to come back home to you and to tap in to your powers, your multi-sensory powers that we should not be using just in the case of an emergency, not when we're sick, but 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I have helped thousands upon thousands of people do this work. Many of them are here and they are on their paths and they are doing their work and they are integrating these things into their practices, into the work that they're doing, and into themselves for healing and transformation. So all of that is there for you all. I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you all again right back here in the frequency, right? Follow me on social, right? Because I may pop up over there on TT, TikTok. Of course, YouTube has my heart, my love. I also have a podcast that I just recently started. Many of you know me from doing Planet Remix, the remix back in the day. And I love that era we was in. Matter of fact, it was more than an era. It was almost 20 plus years. But now I have decided to do an evolution of the remix called Beyond the Proof. And that is available on Spotify. It's also available on iTunes, wherever you get your podcast from. You can listen to that. I have an episode out. Another episode will be loading very soon, and some other special guests who will be coming along, and those will be exclusive there. So I look forward to connecting with you all, and I will see you all back here in the frequency. So I love you all. Be good to yourselves, and I look forward to hearing from you all. Peace and love. Yeah.
If you really want it, you gotta be it. As Ms.Blue has shared with the world, it's all about frequency. If you feel it, show it. If you want it, grow it. If you believe it, know it. It's all about frequency. If you dream it, live it. Live it. If you receive it, give it. Nothing's missing, I'm it. It's all about frequency. In the past I thought I lost it, but the truth was always near. Every scar became a teacher. Every fall just brought me here. Now I'm rising with the healing. Every light inside of me, not becoming what I'm chasing. I am the frequency. You feel it, show it. Show it. If you want it, grow it. Grow. If you believe it, know it. Know. All about frequency. Ask the question, how is this possible? The answer subtle, synchronicities audible. Keys unlocking, belief expanding. Frame by frame, new life commanding. No chase, no match, I embody the key. The light I own unlocks destiny. Raise my vibration, reality shifts. Every dream I desire already exists. Nothing's coming to me, no, no. Already here. When I raise my vibration, the vision is clear. Vision is clear.